Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Oak Room. We are finally here. It's been a bit of a challenge getting here, purely on my part, a bit too perfectionist. It's not been ideal trying to work out aesthetic and just general direction to go. But I think the best thing to do is just jump in and let's see how it rolls. Um, if any of you follow me and have seen my first video I'd done on Oliver Oak's socials, I'm very uncomfortable behind a camera, and I think it's going to grow over time, and hopefully the talking skills and the comfortable conversation will build. And I'm excited for what's to come. So yeah, in a nutshell, what is the Oak Room? It's really a room for conversation. It's a space where we can just talk, whether that be about your job in hospitality, whether that be about your week at home, your dreams, goals, things that are bothering you. This is the place to just boil the kettle and have a chat. We'll hopefully in the next two episodes have a little bit more in-depth conversation with special guests. They will not be sitting next to me. The idea is to take it on the road and be a bit more fluid with how it comes across. I think taking yourself completely out of the situation, we're not going to get into the interesting parts. So the idea is to come to you and have a talk about yourself, like I say, your week, your job, your story, where you came from, um, or where you want to go. And the location for that could be in your restaurant, it could be in your bar, it could be in your cellar, your dry store. I'll draw the line at walk-in fridges, but you never know. And hopefully we just get some candid, honest conversation. And I think that's what excites me the most, to be perfectly honest. I think the people in hospitality really are the bread and butter, whether that's the customers themselves or whether that is the staff doing the work. And as far as the people go, I want everyone to be part of this journey. It's something I've learned over the course of my career that we all have a different story and we're all at different stages of life, different stages of career, and I want to hear it. I want to hear everything. I think it's, having a nearly 20-year career in hospitality on and off. I think the one thing that I've enjoyed the most and the one thing I remember the most from it is end of the night, standing, having a little chat as you close down, where it gets a bit more real. You're not in full service. Your top button's undone, your waistcoat's off, your suit jacket's off, you're relaxed. It's where the best of people comes out. And I think that happened for me in 2002, 2003. I took a bit of a segue out of hospitality due to the pandemic, and I stayed in that for a couple of years. And I was working on the road. I was in Liverpool at the time, and I was pulling up at a set of traffic lights. And I turned around, and there was a restaurant doing a close, and there was a group of people in there, ranging from floor staff through to management, all having the best conversation, whether that be with a drink or a tea. I'm not here to comment, but they looked like they're having a ball. And as we all know, closing down is not fun, but they looked like they were having a good time, and that's what I missed. And I think that was the trigger point for me to really go, That's the stuff. That is what is great about this industry. And the stories from all those situations I want to hear, I want to talk to you about, and really just explore the interest in people throughout hospitality. And there might be ups, there might be downs in those conversations. I want it all. And I think at the minute in hospitality there's a lot of down, and I think the industry as a whole is really struggling. We need some sort of resurgence. I think the financial burden at the minute with business rates and the VAT costs, labour costs, cost of goods, etc., is driving the industry wild. And it's amazing to see the push on social media and the press that sort of notable figures are putting out, because it's really going to be the make or break, I think, of what happens. But I think that aside, it will figure out at one point, or figure itself out, should I say, and we'll be able to keep flourishing. But what I want to focus on more than anything else is the people aspect, because we can all look at a spreadsheet and we can all look at red lines and say that we're not doing well. But I think the real judge is how the staff are behind the scenes, and how they are enjoying either the job or their life as a whole. Because as we know, hospitality has this huge impact when you're in your uniform and out, and it's a very overbearing day to day when you let it get there. Obviously guilty of that myself, and I think I want to celebrate people, and also celebrate the industry. I think it's a tough old place. It's messy, it's crazy, and it's sometimes just relentless. And at the same time, those most relentless moments were some of the absolute highlights of my career. They're the stories I tell now when I'm still telling these weird stories or funny stories, and the relentless part of it is normally what makes it. So I think it's a hard old place to be, but equally could be the most rewarding career, and you pick up skills that you wouldn't get in so many other industries. So let's celebrate hospitality. Let's be real. It is a hard place to be. It's changing. We know that, and hopefully changing for the good. And I want to bring people into it. I want to express how much of a significant part of your life hospitality can be, and really change you. And it opens your eyes. You know, for me, I come from a very small town in Scotland, and there wasn't a lot there growing up. It was a very small fishing town. And as far as the world goes, very black and white, very plain sailing. And I think moving into hospitality, getting to travel and seeing other aspects of this country, but also the world. I love the food I grew up on, do not get me wrong, but what I've had the luxury of eating since, it's changed how I eat food, how I encourage others to eat food, how I cook at home. And I think I blame hospitality for that. And that could be everyone's adventure. You get to meet people from around the world and experience how their culture comes into your culture, and it's just a fantastic sort of industry to grow up in. If we can see past all the negative, there's so much positive to have from it, and that is really my journey. Celebrate hospitality, celebrate people, because I think we're now in an age where we can bring light onto star performers or real influences in hospitality that are not necessarily on the TV or on your phone every 2 seconds. That they're just real hardworking people at the heart of businesses that are incredible, and what they're doing for hospitality is amazing. So let's celebrate that, and let's hear people's stories, and that really is the Oak Room, and I'm looking forward to it. I want anyone who has a bit of spare time, they can spare me 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour if we can, have a conversation with me, whether that's coming to you, whether we do it across Teams, Zoom, any platform, and let's just have a chat. I'd love to get to know you, where you stand in the industry, whether you're no longer in hospitality. And then I get to ask the why. Why are you no longer in hospitality? Again, just meet you. That's the fascinating part. Yeah, let's have a cup of tea. If the sun is down, let's maybe have a glass of wine. I'm also up for that. But yeah, let's have a chat. So anybody, it's a call for anybody in hospitality who wants to have a little discussion. The conversation is free. I don't want it to be scripted or led in any way. I want us just to enjoy the conversation, enjoy the company, and just enjoy the time. Because it's something we don't get a lot of in hospitality, is the time to actually just take a minute and breathe, relax your shoulders, have a talk. Although I'm not very relaxed at the minute, which is ironic. But I'll get there. That's just confidence. And yeah, let's see how we go. The plan is to hopefully shoot, to begin with, two a month is the idea. Obviously, with traveling involved, it's difficult logistically, but I'm happy to be anywhere, as long as you have space to record. Let's do it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And even if you're not in hospitality and you're interested in how hospitality goes, I will happily be the talker and bend your ear on what you do and what you enjoy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We don't have designated social media just for the Oak Room at the minute. Everything is through Olive and Oak Hospitality. I think on all platforms it is just at Olive and Oak Hospitality. Website is oliveandoakhospitality.co.uk. They will be published on there as well as Spotify and hopefully YouTube as well. Yeah, exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out and meet people and start to tell the story of hospitality in a bit more detail, and just hopefully people do tune in and listen. Exactly. Anyway, thank you anyway. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Share it far and wide. If you know someone, please put them in touch. Hopefully we can sort something out. But yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you.